Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. I know it's been a little while. I had hernia surgery actually 2 weeks ago today, and I'm doing great. Feel fine. I just kind of like knocks the wind out of your sails a little bit. You get tired easily when you're recovering and all that. So I've had all these different ideas. In fact, I wanted to do one on the Billy Joel documentary that came out last Friday. Wrote a bunch of notes about it and got a video ready, and just haven't until this moment been like ready to start recording again. So I'll go ahead and watch part two tonight, and then maybe just do a whole video on the whole documentary. But I'm loving that documentary. If you haven't seen it and you're a Billy Joel fan or just a music fan, there's a lot of cool stuff in there about the industry and making decisions, and a lot of really cool things in there. So it's not just the Billy Joel thing. It is about the record industry and making decisions, as you go along. But this video mainly is going to be some CDs that I picked up recently, and I wanted to show them to you before I get them out there and start listening to them. Some I haven't heard yet. It's filling in some spots in my collection. Some I do know. So anyway, I picked this one up just because of the controversy of it, just to kind of have it around. I haven't opened it, but it's that New Lord one. But it's, if you haven't heard about it, it's a clear CD. And I don't know if this has been done before. You guys can let me know. I haven't even looked it up, but there's been some complaints. The guy, what's his name? 33 RPM. I forgot his name. Really like his stuff, but he played this on different devices and it didn't work on every device. And he played it even like on a PlayStation or some kind of Xbox or something, and on different CD players. And not all of them played it, but most of them did. But it's very clear. It's a see-through CD. So I'm not even into Lord. I do like her Royal song, but I haven't really listened to anything else. But I thought, this is kind of an interesting thing to have. So I bought it. Who knows what I'm going to do with it? But yeah, I went and I found a bunch of cool stuff here. I found, now this one, it's Blue Note plays Stevie Wonder. And I was skeptical from the get-go because I'm not, you start doing stuff like this where artists, even good jazz artists, play songs with lyrics and things like that, and they go and redo it as an instrumental. It just comes across as muzak to me. As good as it is, it's just what I hear. And but I said, excuse me. But I was willing to give it a shot because it was only like $1 or something. So I was like, let me give it a shot. I like the way it looks and all that. It has, I think even Stanley, yeah, Turrentine is on here. Two songs of his, three songs that he did. But it does like Living for the City, I Wish, Boogie on Reggae Woman. But yeah, it's kind of just, I'd rather hear the songs than this. So I kind of knew it was not going to be my thing, but I took a chance. But I'll probably be getting rid of that. It's on the Blue Note label and everything. Nice presentation, but this is not for me. It's good music. It's just not for me. It's not my kind of jazz. So that's not going to work. Next thing I found was, I do have this on vinyl, but since I found it pretty cheap, actually this is two albums. I didn't even realize it at first. It's Ray Charles, Genius plus Soul equals Jazz, but I didn't realize it also had where is it? My Kind of Jazz, which I've never heard of that before. I believe Music plus Soul equals Jazz is all instrumental stuff. From what I remember of this album, it's the kind of one I'm getting used to on Ray Charles. Yeah, but I've never heard of this one, My Kind of Jazz. But it's a two, I believe it's a two CD set. No, it's one CD, but it's two albums. It has like 20 songs on there, I think. So your first album up here and your second one there. So that I'm gonna like. I already know I'm gonna like that. I already know I like the jazz one because I have it on vinyl, and just still get familiar with it. But I know I liked it because there's not a Ray Charles album that I have that I don't like. But I'm interested to hear the other one too. Then just kind of just replaced the CD I had, but it's kind of cool. It was Behind the Sun. This is one of my favorite Clapton albums, but it's the remaster. So figured, for the price they had it for, I was like, yep, let me go for it. This was partly produced by Phil Collins. I think Clapton helped produce, and Todd Templeman and things like that. But it had the She's Waiting, Forever Man is on here. It is an 80s sounding album for Clapton, but it still has some oomph and some heart to it, where it's kind of aged, but not all together, because I still love putting this on and listening to this. but it has very slow songs on there that are like just like a prisoner. I just love how that's produced, um, or carried out for emotion wise. But it's really cool. But yeah, it's a good Clapton album. This came out just before August, in the '80s, so it was August and then Journeyman. So this is just before that. I actually had back in the day, you could go to flea market and get like spray paint shirts on like a white T-shirt. So I had them actually put this artwork on a shirt for me at one time. Pretty cool. Back in the day. All right, this one I grabbed because it was a good price. I have this on vinyl, but I don't want it on vinyl. This is not something you want on vinyl. They didn't do a good job really going between the interview and the music, because the interview that you get from Clapton discussing the songs is done at a different time than the actual, it's not done at the performance. So it just doesn't flow well on an album for me. Um, so once I saw it was on CD, I'm like, that's good for me. I want it on CD. So I will be putting my getting rid of my album version of this. And this is what it was the enhanced edition of Unplugged, where Clapton actually talks about each song before the song plays on there. The songs are really well done. You can hear the production, everything, but it's not a good flow on album for me. Albums, I want just straight music. I don't want like outtakes on my albums and things like that. I think that's what CDs are for. Um, but yeah, so figured better fit for me to have this on CD. Anyway, this fills a spot in my Clapton collection. Didn't have this one, J.J. Cale and Eric Clapton. It's a good just collaboration between them. Obviously, Clapton did some J.J. Cale stuff, Cocaine. Did he do Tulsa Time? Was J.J. Cale Tulsa Time? Maybe. So this is cool. And what I like about this is you can't really hear between the two guys' voices. They are so like close in tone or whatever. I think it's really cool. But this is a nice little album. Finally came across it, so picked it up. Um, then filled in some Tom Waits. Was this the live one or the comp? Back Mariah. It was big time. And I can't remember if this was a live thing or if he did a compilation. Produced. Oh, recorded live at Los Angeles. So it is live. So yeah, and a lot of these I don't. I'm a big Tom Waits fan, but I'm not. I can't name every song yet. But I'm listening and listening and absorbing Tom Waits as I go. But yeah, I don't know. I like how he delivers himself and the energy behind it and just expressing himself. If I wish I could let go like he does. It's so interesting to see him do an interview like old interview with David Letterman or somebody, and he's calm and he's kind of funny and he's kind of coy. And then he gets on stage and he's a whole other person, just whole other personality. I just love that about him, and it comes across in his music. And then I picked up this one too, Beautiful Ballads. This one was this the Beautiful Ballads, or Beautiful Maladies. Sorry, not ballads. And I think they're having a play with words here. Instead of melodies, they're doing maladies. But it's the Island Years. So this is a compilation, I believe. Yeah, Black Riders on here. So I can't remember what years this covers. Whatever the island years were. Comes with a nice little booklet. Everything's really nice with these CDs, so I was really happy with it. But yeah, it covers Black Rider, Night on Earth, Bone Machine, Frank's Wild Years, yeah, Rain Dogs. So I guess it's a compilation of all those albums when he was on Island Records. I'm not a label person. I might know labels here and there. So I have all these albums by him, but I don't really always pay attention to the label. I know Billy Joel's on Columbia. Big surprise, right? This is cool. It's just cool to find this. I have the albums of this, but it's kind of neat to have the Orphans, the Brawlers, Ballers, and Bastards. A bunch of, I believe there's like outtakes and alternate versions and things like that of Tom Waits stuff. So it's cool to have this on CD. So, um, yeah, cool to have that. This, I'm starting to fill in Neil Young. I'm going to end up being a Neil Young completist. I know it because I had this before and wasn't a big fan of it. I picked up a live album, radio broadcast not too long ago, and it was during this time period. And he's doing the songs on here like Sleeps with Angels and stuff. And I really liked the live versions better. So I'm going to revisit this album, see if it's If I can't get into it as much as I didn't back in the day, because I was listening to Freedom and all that stuff, Harvest Moon, and this came out, and I was like, eh. But it was, and I think it was like the sort of a tribute, or had Kurt Cobain in mind after his whole thing, and that's what this is on, kind of about. And then I can't remember if this came out like right after it, but this is that Mirror Ball, and he does plays with Pearl Jam on here. I don't remember this being a favorite either, but like I said, I'm kind of filling in my Neil Young stuff. I'm gonna get a second listen because you never know. After years go by, it's like Pink Floyd Division Bell. I didn't get it for so long, and the next thing I know, I'm all over that album. So could be a change. So but I'm so far into the Neil Young now, I might as well end up getting everything. So that's why I went ahead and picked up Living with War. I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't know. I think America the. I've heard this. Well, I've heard Less Than Peach the President. It's kind of a cheesy song, but I think he's talking about George Bush at the time. And America the Beautiful. I can't remember if that was an instrumental or if. There's something about that song that caught my attention. This picked this one up too, right? Chrome Dreams 2. And I have Chrome Dreams on vinyl, but here's Chrome Dreams 2. So I went ahead and picked that up. Don't know too much about these albums. So that's what's fun. It's Neil Young. I love Neil Young. Not all of his stuff is great, but he's got to be the artist I have most in my collection between CDs and vinyl. So it's crazy. Anyway, and to top it off, I went ahead and picked up this Wanted Dead or Alive. This A lot of people don't look at this as Warren Zevon's first album. Came out like in I think '69 or something like that. But it's really good. Is this the one with Frank and Jesse James? No, it has Wanted Dead or Alive, Gorilla. He does Ico Ico, and I like his version of Ico Ico. So yeah, he did this, and then he kind of didn't make albums for a little while until he did the self-titled Warren Zevon album. But it's a good album. I've only seen this on vinyl one time, and they wanted a pretty high price for it, and it wasn't in that great condition. So I was glad to see it at least on CD. It was the first time I found it on CD, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So I'm pretty close to having. I think there's only one. I want to say there's one Warren Zevon album I'm missing. Can't remember because I think I filled in my Tom Waits. I think I'm missing one. Life Will Kill You. I think I need a CD or album of that. But anyway, we got that. And then this was kind of cool. It's the best of Warren Zevon, and they're using that symbol he was using for a while. And it has 20, I think 22 tracks on it or something like that. Just best of Warren. And you've got Poor Poor Pitiful Me, The French Inhaler, Carmelita, Werewolves of London, Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner, Excitable Boy, Lawyers, Guns, and Money, Reconsider Me, Mr. Bad Example, Mutineer, love that song. I was in the house when the house burned down. Yep, and Genius. So nice compilation. So if you just want to hear some random stuff, pop this on. I know there's one more Warren Zevon I'm keeping an eye out for. It's like where other people did his music, so I'm keeping an eye out for that one. But yeah, that's what I picked up. Some pretty cool things to listen to. I'm getting crazy with the CDs here, but find a lot of cool stuff. So it's always fun. It was nice to get out a little bit and be able to just kind of look through. With the operation, I was supposed to walk a lot. Just stayed away from lifting and bending over and stuff. But I just wasn't feeling like the total energy level for a while. But now it's like, okay, I'm getting out, doing more things, and it was just nice to kind of free my head of everything and go in the record store and look around. And I found some cool stuff. So anyway, if you know anything about those albums, let me know. Um, and if anything I said in there was not on par, let me know because I've done that lately. I just seem to be making stuff up, but hopefully everything I told you is the truth. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I hope you guys are enjoying your music and you take care out there. All right, bye.